you.
Nice
Right,
one.
carry on.
Yeah, so no, you look well. You look well, D. You look
Thank
well. You look
you.
healthy. You look. I've always said you should do modeling, but you never believe me. But
I'm not a model. I bloody hate it. Like literally the other day when I went to go shoot for this radio promo,
yeah.
I felt so sick. I hate it. It's actually one thing I hate about the presenting is the pictures. I don't enjoy that.
But why is it that the girls that's got the looks and everything, they hate they
Just stop, okay?
No, honestly, no, I get what you're saying though. It's a headache, but I think obviously I know you're doing like other things as well, but you should think I know there's a lot of money to it and stuff, but it's a headache, I know.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like, for example, my cousin, she is such a natural in front of the camera. She's one of those people that as soon as the camera comes out, it doesn't matter what she's doing, she'll literally be in perfect pose. Like I'm not about that, and I'm not creative enough. When the guy was like to me, okay, do a different pose now, I was like, this is my face, this is all my face does. I have no other poses for you. So,
Yeah, of course.
but thank you for the compliment. It's very, very
It's
sweet
all
of
right,
you.
D. It's all right. First question I want to ask is, how are you? How are you? How's the family? How are you coping like with all this? Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay, Deana? Yeah, like alhamdulillah, like I'm fine. Like I know my mum and dad are dying to go back home to Egypt. I know that they've not been back for like a year. We were planning to go together in the summer, and obviously with COVID it didn't happen. So I know they're okay, alhamdulillah, but I can just tell they're dying to get out of the country. But I think everyone is, isn't it? Everybody wants to just leave.
Not speaking too much on COVID because we're saying about that, but as I said, I know we can get into it, so maybe we need another podcast thing for that. But it's literally like it's tough for people like us because we're in the industry, so we're trying everything. That's why we're here now doing this from home, because normally we'll be at the studio. But as I said, it's tough, but obviously we keep it going, and we want to try and keep our people entertained, and as I said, raise awareness and stuff. Hence I want to speak to you today about important topics. So there's three things I want to talk about, and as I said, people get it all mixed up every time, but there's depression, mental health, and anxiety. Okay, and when I obviously thought of this, I thought, who's this best person to speak to but yourself? Because
you thought me.
because obviously, I mean, a lot of people know I've been through the depression. You understand it. You people that's been through anxiety, mental health issues, and I know you speak strongly of it as well. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen what you post, and you used to reach, you reached out to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And as I said, when I broke down a few months back and stuff, so I fully appreciate it. And you obviously know the pressure on social media, which we'll get into as well. But as I said, where I thought of you because we spoke last March when we sat down on your on your thing. We spoke about bullying, and we spoke for an hour on it, and it was
so long ago.
It's nearly been a year.
Madness.
And I was just like, oh, do you know what? I said something like this. I got to speak to Dee about. I thought, do you know what? It's good to get your views and stuff, and I want to raise awareness of it, and want people to watch it and think, do you know what? We can give advice, and as I said, we did last time. And as I said, if they got questions, they can always DM us or speak to us and stuff as well. So the first thing is obviously depression. Now, depression is a massive thing right now, especially with lockdowns happening, and there's so much why people go through it. It could be it could be with family issue, family problems, stuff going on at home, stuff going on outside, work. It could be relationship issues. It could be lockdown. It could be anything. People don't seem to understand when someone goes through that. You can't just turn around and say to them, "Don't worry, you'll be all right." I understand. It's not going to
problem solved. Yeah.
Problem solved. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. Like, I'm here for you. You'll be fine. And the other person's like, no, like I had this. A few months back when I broke down. Now, not a lot of people are like me, where they notice it and straight away action. The first thing I did was get off social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask why? Sorry to interrupt you. I know you're about to explain, but
it's fine.
Why social media? Why was that your first step?
I think that was my first step, because I feel when people are depressed, they're always on their phones and they're going online and stuff. Yeah, this is what they do, because they don't want to do nothing else. They're shutting themselves from everything. They're in their room. They're on their phone. And the reason I got off was because I thought if you go on Instagram, just I'm going to use Instagram as an example,
Yeah.
or whether you go on Twitter, you're gonna see things where you're gonna wish that that's where you are right now. So, example, you see stories of people out and about, or people getting married, or holiday, and people driving in a flash. But you're in you're not yourself right now in your room. So you wish you had that. You wish you had any sort of happiness, and then you're
Yeah.
seeing that, and it's making you feel even like more crazy and more worse. So, and then as you know how social media works right now. Instagram is always about the good stuff. No one posts bad stuff on there. Do you know what I'm saying? It's always the
Yeah, of
good stuff.
course.
So it's just like I thought I couldn't, because I didn't, when I felt it, I thought I didn't come off straight away. I waited about a day or two. And then when I saw this and I was feeling worse, I felt it inside. I was feeling worse. And then, as you know, when you're online, late hours in the evening, you can't sleep as it is. It's the worst thing you
Yeah.
can do, be on your phone. And I wasn't feeling better. I was feeling worse. And um, the good thing is I had a lot of people DM me and message me, and I was trying to take advice in and stuff like that. And obviously everyone's saying different things, so you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Then I thought, you know what? I need to get off. I need to come off. I need to come off. And I just thought that I'm gonna come off all social media, not just Instagram. I've got to like delete WhatsApp, everything. And I thought to myself, this is the only way, because I've got to basically sort this out myself. I've got to spend time with myself. I've got to know what is going on in my head,
Yeah.
and why I'm feeling like this, and how I'm going to resolve it and stuff. And I think that's the first thing I did when I came off, because I started feeling better just after a few days when I came off social media and spent a lot of time with my family. I didn't really speak to a lot of people, but I spoke to my close friends, and I started helping. And the best thing I did was I started doing things I never had time to do. So like, I was reading, I was praying a lot. I was, as you know, I work out and stuff, which is like one of the best things, to release stress and stuff. And I thought I'm using that time that I use on my phone doing all of that, and it was
Yeah.
worth it because I was feeling better. Because as I said, I went through it before 3 years back, and I broke down for about a couple of weeks, and I even back then I didn't know how to handle it. So I kind of knew now this time what to do. And I thought, do you know what? I have to focus on myself. I cannot throw my career away. I cannot let this get to me. But the thing is, you don't know when it's going to come to you. It's not planned. It just happens.
Yeah.
It can come anytime. And that's what people don't realize. Like, they feel like, oh, yeah, it's only going to happen in winter. It's only going to happen in summer. Or not, it can happen anytime. It's the trigger. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. And the one good thing is, I know a lot of people. I'm not religious, yeah, but I prayed so much, and
Yeah.
it helped me so much. I'm telling you, man. Like
I'm so
I'm not,
glad.
So as I said, where I thought, do you know what? I've got to know. And then now, obviously, I know how to deal with it. I want to tell people out there, because I know people are in the same boat as me, probably worse as well. So I want to reach out and be like, look, you got this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
don't give up and stuff. So, and fully appreciate, obviously, you reaching out to me at that time, because I have to say this, but it's the people that you least expect. Not that we're not close. I know we're close, but it's the
Yeah.
people at that time you least expect that reaches out to you. I had people in my DMs that I don't even know. They were
Yeah.
writing essays to me like, link me if you need anything, da, da, da. And I was like, rah, these are people I don't know, but they took the time out to write essays to me or checking up on me. And then people that you think that's going to reach out to you, they don't. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow. But it's about how you deal with it. And as I said, where hopefully it doesn't happen again. And I wouldn't wish it on anyone and stuff. Have you ever
Of course.
experienced it? Or
Um, I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you. Like, I remember a period after university, the transition period between like having that life to then going
yeah,
straight into work. I really struggled with the transition, but I don't. I wouldn't know if I was depressed or not,
yeah,
because I've never felt like that ever, if that makes
mm,
sense. And since then, thankfully, I've never felt like that. I felt like always really tired, and I really hated what I was doing, and was kind of like I almost lost my purpose. So I wouldn't know if that was depression, but I know that was
yeah,
like probably the lowest point in my life. But one thing I would say is like working with young people, and also just from people that I've met, I know
yeah,
I can see it. You can tell the difference. So
yeah,
even
yeah,
when you mentioned about people reaching out to you, I think that comes from a place where they've either been through it, they've seen it destroy someone and they want to be there for them. Because this is actually one thing that you mentioned, was people you expected to reach out to you didn't. And I always wonder, is that because they don't get it? They don't know how to approach it. Because sometimes I see people do the exact same thing on social media and say, I'm going to detox, and I feel like, I don't know you enough to message you, because I don't want to invade your space. It is a really scary space. And I think because people are opening up a lot more about it, like people like yourself, I think it's so amazing that you're actually creating, you know, even content out of this to make other people feel better, because it's such a big thing to admit, and it's also a hard thing to understand. But I think also people don't know how to approach others or deal with it or speak to someone who's going through depression. I think that's one thing people really, really struggle with.
No, you're right, and I'm glad you said that, because when I went back to people not reaching out, you're right, because there's people out there that have not gone through it. They don't know what to say to you, so they're like, should I message him or not? Like, is he going to feel worse? Should I leave him, give him his space? So you know, it's hard. But one advice I do want to say is, you're not alone. This is one thing I need to tell people, and I found that out, that you're not alone. There's people out there that you can speak to. There's friends, if you want to don't speak to friends. There's strangers, you know, there's counselors. There's so many things online. It's like when we went that, going back to the bullying talk we did, you know, we always said there's someone you can talk to. You're never ever alone. And, you know, as I said, you can even DM someone and they can write you something and you feel a bit better. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And stuff. You might not want to speak to a lot of people, because at the time you just like, you don't want people judging you and stuff. So sometimes people go to strangers more that won't judge you and be like, you know, but whatever you say, I'm saying, whatever you say, don't ever, I want to tell people out there, like, when you say to someone that you know, you'll be fine, don't worry, that's not it. Depression is a massive thing. You know, you need that, you need to reach out. And that's why I want to tell people, that always reach out to your people, whether they look happy on social media, they're smiling, you know, they're always posting whatever. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors, you know. It's like myself as well, like, I've been in the industry 12 years, and obviously I post a lot of stuff about my film work or my gym stuff, and all. It doesn't mean I'm living a wicked life. Do you know what I'm saying? We all do it, you know. I personally know celebrities that do it, but they're going through mad stuff at home, personally. But again, what you said, they don't post bad stuff. No one does. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's just that one message, one text, one call. It's not hard. Like, you know, how you doing? You know, what you up to? You know, as I said, it's just like checking up on your people.
Definitely. I know you mentioned that we don't want to talk about COVID, and I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about the changes that's brought. Like, honestly, my heart goes out to anyone whose family's been affected. I can't even imagine how it's been and like what they've been through. But I think the one thing I've taken from last year is, like, I've completely started to look at life completely differently. And I actually really mean that. And it's going to sound so hippie now, but I'm going to get deep, because I think it's so important that people understand this. Me, I am chasing a massive ambition of mine. I want to be successful. I want to be able to, like, give my mum and dad the best life. Like, I've got a lot of things motivating me, and I do get lost in work. But I think one thing is so important, like, life is so much more than work, and being able to post relationship goals and being able to post, oh, I've just bought my first house. Like, don't get me wrong, I want that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't want to buy my first house and buy my parents' house. But life is so much more valuable than what it has become. Like, little things, like, we've just disconnected with everything. We've all become just robots.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, and it's just mad, because if someone reaches out to you, why, like, someone cares about you or wants you to do well, we see it as something that's so rare, when really, what does it hurt to be kind to someone, or why does it hurt to check up on someone? Like, life has become so difficult, especially during this pandemic. People have lost their jobs, there's so much going wrong, but once again, if just something small like contacting someone or showing them some support can mean the world to people. And I feel like one thing that's come out of 2020 that I'm really thankful for is this new outlook that life is so much more than what we're chasing and what we want or what we think we want. Kindness above everything.
You know, 100%.
Really
100%. I'm glad you said that, because I don't. One of my last posts that I read, I wrote on there as well, that if anyone hasn't learned anything this year, I don't want to know you, and you got issues. You got issues, because I still know there's people out there that hasn't learned anything from last year. Do you get what I'm saying? They haven't learned anything, and as you said, it was a shutdown. No one expected it. We went up in March. We were Nando's. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was at the Brits after party in Feb. A club full of people. No one knew what was going to happen. Come March, it's done. And like now, the world has changed. And as you said, where, you know, it doesn't cost to be kind. It doesn't cost at all. You know, we have time to sit on social media for hours and hours. We have time to, you know, do other stuff. We have time. So what is it? What we've got the facility, 30 seconds to message someone, you know, call them and stuff like that. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Exactly.
And sometimes, okay, we can get busy due to work and stuff. But then again, you know, you've got that time in the evening. No one's doing anything now. There's no excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
We're all at home.
we're all at home. You know, we got the evening, we got the day, as I said, we're all at home. There's nothing's open, as I said, we're not out and about and stuff. So, and you can, as you said, you can make someone's day. You can make someone's day, D. Like, you know, just that one message. Can you imagine that one message in the evening or the morning? You've made someone's day. Just checking up. You know, I get that.
Exactly. And it's not even just that though. So of course that message goes to the people that can help. Of course it's not our job to fix everyone's problems because we have our own problems. I'm not trying to say that. But what I'm saying is, even for the people that are experiencing these problems or really struggling with their self-worth, honestly, reevaluate who you're following. Because I think, I don't like to blame social media because we are social media, so we can't blame it. But a lot of the pressure that's put on you is because you think you need to be this. For example, when I left uni, I thought by the age of 24, I need to have my own house, move out, be married, this, that. We think life is in stages when actually we don't ever sit down to appreciate what we have in this second.
No,
and
right.
For anyone that's listening or watching and is really struggling with their self-worth or thinking that they've accomplished nothing, stop comparing yourself to other people, because your self-worth is not determined by how well you compare to another person. We're all so different. And I think that's one thing as well. So many people lost their jobs while other people were succeeding in 2020. You know, like, was it Jeff Bezos became a billionaire because of other people's misery as well? So obviously there's a lot of injustice in this world, and it doesn't mean that just because you've had a really bad year and it's obviously spiraled something that's in you that's pushing you towards depression or whatever your mental health or mental illness is, it doesn't mean you're not worthy. And that's one thing that I really, really wish I could just scream to people.
No, of course, no, you're 100% right. Everything you said, Didi. I feel this, as I said, I know this has been tough on so many people, and it's gonna be, you know, this ain't gonna go just like that. You know this, and we've got tough months ahead. You know, and stuff. You know, and as I said, where a lot of people have lost their jobs, and you know, you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. No one knew. You know, 2021's here. It's a number change. We don't know. It's not going to go back to normal just because it's a new year. It's going to take time, and we have to support people more. Hence, obviously, depression has gone up, anxiety has gone up on people, and mental health, you know, is very. And you know, I'm hearing every day like, you know, people committing suicide, and people because they can't pay bills. They can't pay bills. They can't look after their family. Because they've lost their job, they don't want to be an embarrassment to their other half and the kids, so they end their life and stuff. And I just feel like I know we don't know what's going through their mind, and I will never be like, you be fine. They just need to reach out to people, and we can try and help them as much as possible, because life is valuable. And this is what I'm saying, anyone's life is valuable, and especially whether you got kids, if you've got kids, if you're, you know, married and stuff, you've got the missus, your family there, you know, even if you're single, doesn't matter, you've got your family there. You can't just, there's always ways out, and you have to take them first steps and stuff. I don't know if you know about this, dear. A lot of people are, I'm getting a lot of messages about how to deal with anxiety, which a lot of people are getting now. They're not sleeping at night. You know, so depression is something I can relate to a lot. Now, anxiety, is there any advice you can give on anxiety? Like, I get a lot of people saying they can't sleep at night and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I know as well with anxiety, it varies with people. Like, I know someone who has really bad anxiety, and it's a constant voice in their head telling them they're worthless, they ain't gonna amount to anything, that everyone hates them. So even though they're in a room full of people that absolutely adore them, this was even before this pandemic, right? They would always second guess everything, and it was almost uncontrollable. And obviously I'm not qualified to give, like, obviously professional advice, but one thing I will always say, especially because, once again, if your anxiety is being triggered by being on social media or following specific people, you need to unfollow. Like, I
Yeah,
cannot express this enough. If
100%.
there's anything in your life that makes you question your existence or triggers your anxiety or anything like that, then that needs to be removed. I think people are
Yeah,
so reluctant to do that.
yeah,
So one thing I would say that when I was working with young people, something that really, really works is something that people don't like to do, but journaling. If
yeah,
you
yeah.
can write down different parts of your day where your anxiety was really bad or where it was triggered, where you didn't feel as anxious as you usually do, and start to connect the patterns, I think that's such a massive thing. Even
Yeah,
it's just reflection, isn't it? When we're younger, we don't get taught to reflect. We just live our life. We never get told,
exactly,
sit down,
exactly. Yeah,
think about what went well, think about what triggered you, what don't you want to do anymore. And I think that's so important, because it's just like when you go to a doctor and you ask them and you've got symptoms and they're like, oh well, write it down, see what triggers this. That's
yeah,
what the advice is
yeah,
nowadays, right? But it's so
100%.
true. And unfortunately, I understand people are at different levels, but you have to try to help yourself. I'm not saying
Mm.
don't reach out to people, but even something small as writing down what's triggering you, or when you're calm, that will really help you become
You got to keep it
self-aware.
like a diary, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
I
What
got
advice
told
would you
this
give?
again, exactly. I was going to say what you said. You have to know what triggers it. So you have to
Yeah.
keep a diary. It's like when this is completely different, but obviously, I suffer migraines and stuff. When I went to the doctors, the first thing they said to me is, you got to write what triggers it. You have
That's
to
what
keep
they
a
all say
diary.
now, isn't it?
Yeah,
About
you got to keep a
everything.
diary. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, mate, I'm just like, come on. And they're just like, no, because that otherwise you're not going to know how it's, how you get it and stuff. So
Yeah.
again, the same as what you said, where you got I think for the people out there, you got to literally know what triggers it, and then stop that or unfollow that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you can't sleep
Definitely.
at night every night, like example, if someone's on their phone every night and they can't sleep and then they're feeling anxiety, they feel it, then that means that's the issue. That get off your phone, don't be on your phone
Yeah.
at night, because that's going to disrupt your sleep. And you're gonna start thinking, this when you sleep, you're thinking a million things in your sleep, and then you can't sleep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that obviously, it'll affect your moods. And when you wake up in the morning, you'll start giving you headaches and stuff like that. So I think the triggers, you have to note down what triggers it and then work on that. I think that's the same with everything, to be fair.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's like, again, going back to my migraines, I never used to know. I never used to know what used to trigger them. I used to just be like, oh, I've got a migraine. What can it be? Now I'm literally writing stuff down that triggers it. So, example, if I
Mm.
have I'm not supposed to have dairy products. So if I'm having a dairy product like cheese or milk and it happens, right, I've ticked it off. Don't
It's
have
your
that.
fault.
It's my
Yeah.
fault. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a note for everyone where anxiety, and anxiety happens
Yeah,
anytime, and
exactly.
I see a lot of stories as well that people post on Instagram saying, suffering anxiety, what can I do? And obviously they'll post pictures of like, outside of the windows, and I can feel them. I can feel what they're going through, but it's really hard because everyone's different. And as you know, everyone suffers it different as well. We don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Everyone's mind is different. Everyone can suffer different type of depression, different type of anxiety. So you can't straight go into the inbox and be like, do this, you'll be fine. You have to
Yeah.
ask, what's wrong? Why do you think you're suffering it? Are you okay? Do you need to talk about it and stuff? Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously we're not doctors out here, but we'll try always, help out as much as possible.
Yeah.
When people DM me stuff like that, I never ignore them or air them. I would just be like, look, what's causing it? If if you need to talk, voice note me or something, sometimes you can feel better and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Mental health is a massive thing as well right now. As I said, and all of these things connect to that.
So
The
true.
depression and anxiety is all like one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It leads to one thing to another. So it's again, it's really hard, but reaching out, is a big thing. It comes down to what we said earlier, that reach out to your people,
Hmm.
whether they're happy or not. And if someone is not happy and they're down and they reach out to you, please be there for them, because you might be
Hmm.
saving a life.
Yeah, definitely.
This, and you've heard stories before where people have committed suicide, taken a life and stuff, and it can happen like that. And then you
Exactly.
just like, whoa, I could have spoken to them.
Exactly. And that's the thing, you realize when it's too late, and I'm not blaming anyone, of course, I'm just saying, you
Yeah,
realize when it's too late how insignificant the 10 or 15 minutes would have been to contact someone, but how big of an impact it would have actually had. And that's one thing as well. Even if you feel like you're worried about someone and you don't know how to go about it, there are so many charities and so many helplines out there that you can get in touch with and even speak to them, like, I'm a bit worried about this person, what can I do? And there's so much advice available. So even if you don't feel comfortable talking to someone, you can talk to someone anonymously, and they will never know. They will never know who you are. They will never go and, you know, be like, oh, look at this person, they're giving, they're nervous, or they've got depression, or ha ha ha. You know, you're never going to have that situation where you feel stupid, because I think that is something that I found. People don't want to open up because they're worried of showing they're weak, and it's not a weakness.
That's what it is.
It's not a weakness, you know, like. I mean, and also, once again, I don't want to keep talking about this, but this is not the same life we lived a year ago. Things are so hard. Like, if I didn't have my pets, I would have gone out of my mind, because I have to walk my dog during the day. Like, I don't like exercise.
I didn't even know you got pets in there. I thought, have you got a cat?
I've got 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah, I've seen your cats. I didn't know you had a dog, though.
Yeah, I have a dog, and honestly, I hate exercising, and you know this. I've told you this so many times. I have to force myself to do it. I don't enjoy it. Once I'm there, I'm all right. But honestly, I'm not one of those people like, I'm so happy I exercise. Like, I'm not one of those people. But I've noticed that because I'm working from home, if I didn't have to walk my dog during the day, I feel weird. Like, I feel like I haven't been around. I haven't, you know, I haven't taken in clean air. I haven't done anything. I'm just sitting at home in 4 walls. Like, and it's not normal for us. Like, we're human beings. Like, when's the last time your feet connected to, like, nature? I know that sounds so hippie, and I'm not hippie. Trust me, like, I'm not. But it's like, we're so disconnected from nature and things that are normal and natural for us. So sitting at home, anybody with mental illnesses or anxiety or depression, it's very likely to be triggered, because you are literally sitting within 4 walls, and that's not natural.
It's not prison.
Exactly, it is like prison, and you can't go anywhere. I can't see my friends. I can't go see my family, which is something I do all the time. I was always at my cousin's house. We're always having massive family nights, and I'm quite a strong person, so I can't even imagine why or even how people that have got mental health issues feel that that's a weakness. Like, it's not a weakness. There's nothing wrong with you, and I wish I could just go run around and tell everyone that. It would be great if that was the solution, but I think the more you hear it, the more you'll believe it, because it's not something you're going to hear all the time.
Imagine what you just said there. Like, we everything's been taken from us. Okay, like, you know, as you said, like, even for myself, like, you know, we was at premieres, we were at clubs, we was meeting friends. You know, you can just phone someone, like, meet me at Westfield, or, you know, Oxford Street, whatever, coffee. You know, we link up, go to Nando's, whatever. No fear, nothing. You know, we had free. Everything is, and as you said, this is the new normal now. Until obviously things go, this is a new normal. People have to get used to, which is so hard, because it was you know, everything, and we had no choice, and we don't have a choice. You know, we're in 4 walls now. And it is really hard. It is, because yes, you know, some people obviously have, you know, they're blessed, they have their families at home, but some people live on their own, which is even worse, and it affects them more and stuff. So what I want to tell them mainly is to obviously, you know, talk to someone on the phone, FaceTime people, you know, listen, don't sit in silence, because that is the worst. I feel that is the worst you can do, sitting in silence. You have to keep busy. As you know, some people, as you like yourself, you don't like working out and stuff. Fair enough, yeah. Watch things, like watch films and stuff. Like, you know, it's really hard. A lot of people do work out, and as I said, it passes the time. They take their frustration out and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, even me myself last year, I would have thought that I would work out the way I did. You know, in 2020, because I had no other choice. I wasn't doing nothing else. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be working out. And, you know, as I said, I got in good shape, and I want to keep it up, but it was something that I turned to. So someone can always turn to something that they're passionate about. You know what I'm saying? And
so
stuff.
true.
And it's what you said earlier as well. Like, people need to know their worth. Like, don't ever down yourself on anything. There was times where I remember messaging you once. This was months back, but I remember once when I woke up, I'm just like, I feel like crap, and I don't want to do nothing. And I think you asked me what was wrong, and I was just like, I can't be asked no more with anything. Like, I just feel like crap today. And sometimes you feel like that when you wake up. And then I remember you saying to me that tomorrow will be a different day. You're having one of them days, and I was normal the next day.
Feel what you're feeling, you know, like I can't be 100% all the time. I can't be chirpy and happy and save everyone and be really nice and be there for everyone all the time. Otherwise we'd be
we're not
superhumans,
human.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's the thing, like I feel like that sometimes. I honestly wake up some days and I'm like, you're never going to amount to anything, you're useless,
like, what
you're
are
never
you
going to be a
doing?
presenter,
Yeah,
just give up, go get a real job, you're too fat to do this, you don't, like, some of the things I say to myself, and then I'm just like, literally 3 hours later I'm like, where did that come from, you know? Like something must trigger it. I'm not saying, you know, kind of ignore it. What I am saying is experience what you're experiencing and then just move on. And I know that's not a solution for everyone. I'm just saying for those days where you wake up and you feel like rubbish and you don't know where it's come from. Obviously, if it's something that you're consistently feeling, please once again talk to someone. But I'm so happy you messaged me, because once again, I wouldn't have known that you were feeling like that. You're so chirpy on social media and you're so kind to everyone and you always want to help others, that I would never sit there and think, right, okay, actually had one of those days.
And you know, the best thing you said to me was that day, and I still remember, was you need to focus on yourself. You're always there for people. You're always, because you know, you can't let, obviously when I said that, I can't let, you know, not that I can't let people down out there, but as I said, I can't show this to people because I don't want to let them down. But you're just like, no, you need to you need to focus on yourself and get you right first. And I think, and the mad thing is, again, at that time, you think of the first person I thought of was you, and that's the maddest thing. You would think of the least, like it's crazy from all the people, because I just
that's
thought,
mad.
And that's what happens at the time. You don't think, oh, let me message this person. I just automatically thought you, and you gave me the best answer, and then I was fine the next day. And this is the thing where you can reach out to people. If you don't, then you're just going to keep on, like, you know, and we're all human. Like you said, we're not going to be chirpy 24 hours every day. We're going to have down days and stuff like that, where there's sometimes I'm not even on Instagram. Like today I haven't posted anything. I'll come off some days. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to post every day. That's my next topic, social media pressure. I need to speak to you about, because I know you can relate to this. You know, so going on to that subject, because it's still going to be connected, because this social media pressure connects to depression, and it connects to mental health and all of that. Where do you feel social media, I'm not just talking about Instagram is the biggest thing right now, but I'm talking about TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, everything, but Instagram mainly, where people, especially teenagers, they're pressured by social media that they're posting something, they don't get enough likes, or they don't get enough comments, they don't get enough engagement on it. They start feeling down. Like, am I ugly? Is it me? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm not doing something right. Not just normal people. Someone that works in the industry, they post a film of their film clip of the acting. They don't get no engagement. Straight away in their head, I'm a shit actor. What am I doing in the industry? They delete it. You know what I'm saying? They delete it, and then they're like, oh, this ain't for me. Straight away, they're down, and then they've had a shit day. What's the best advice we can give them?
Definitely.
You know,
first things first, I despise social media because of the effort it takes. So as a presenter, unfortunately, the only way I'm ever going to get my big break is if I have a social media presence. Like, you know, for a fact, during casting calls, one of the typical questions is, how many followers do you have? And it's just like, shoot me. So it's like, you have to build it, right? But I despise it, and I'll tell you why. As someone who, honestly, I just want everyone to have the happiest lives. Like, I think there's a misconception in the industry that if one presenter gets a role, I hate that presenter, or if I get a job, that presenter now hates me. And honestly, I've had experiences where that's true, where people have been a bit iffy, but most of my experience has been very positive. So I think what I hate about social media is that it looks like I'm flexing. That's what I don't like. And I'm not flexing. Unfortunately, I have to have a profile that shows that I'm doing things, so that if an agent looked at me, or if somebody like mentioned my name, they have things to look at, right? So one thing I will say is that it depends, isn't it? Like, if you're just a person who's content with life and you're seeing people flexing, I guess it depends on if it triggers you or not, right? I will always say, even if they're someone you used to know at school, if somebody triggers you, please just don't follow them. It's not worth the stress. It's really not worth it. And at the same time, it's so hard to always know the person that's posting, because, as I said, if someone like me who hates social media, but I have to post, people might think I'm up myself. A lot of the
Yeah.
time people think I'm a bitch, to be honest. I get that
Yeah.
all the time, right? All the freaking time, right?
But
So
why?
it's
I just like example in yourself. Like, obviously we see each other's content. You're posting positive, that positivity all the time. You post your work. You know, you're not, and I'm not. I don't want to badmouth people, but you don't put your love life at all over
yeah,
social media, and
yeah,
it's like you get that a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Your page
yeah,
is more work, 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 raise awareness,
yeah,
and you want to get, you know, obviously because you're a presenter, you want that, you know, as I said, you're pushing yourself out there, which is the
yeah.
wicked thing because you've got the platform for it.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like even what you said, it just shows that we all have different triggers. So for example, you said love life. Oh, I don't really like it when people are like slobbery kissing and being like, oh, da da da, he brought me this. Like I find
Yeah,
it
yeah,
quite jarring. But that's me. Like you can express yourself if you want to,
yeah,
but we also need to have the willpower of being like, you know what, I don't like this. Just get it out of your face. Like social media is a platform for you to see what you want to see. So if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
looking at things that are triggering you, you really need to question it. For example, I used to follow all the Kardashians,
yeah,
every single one of them, and literally every time I get off Instagram I was like, you're fat, your lips are too thin, da, da, da. And that's on me. As soon as I stop following them, those ideas don't really pop into my
yeah,
head.
yeah,
And I'm not going to say that it's going to work for everyone, because obviously people's insecurities or triggers are very like different. But if you're watching something or seeing something you don't like, unfollow it. Just don't entertain it. It's really not worth your peace.
exactly. You see what you said there. If you don't like something you see, unfollow. No
Yeah,
one's forcing you to follow that person or that page. You know what I'm saying? As you said,
exactly.
and another thing is people's, this is your social media, so you can post what you want. You know, you can't sit there and
Exactly.
imagine you ask your follower, can I post this? Are you going to be okay with this? You know, it's your account, your page. And I've said this
Exactly.
before, and not in a disrespectful or bad way to anyone, but if you don't like what if what I post and that, then just unfollow me. I'm not going to take it to heart, but this is
Yeah.
my page, you know, and this is what I want to post and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
You can't please everyone.
No.
You can't shape your content for people, otherwise you're never going to achieve anything. This is one thing I learned actually. It's like
Mm,
I should just stop pleasing people and do what I want to do. If I lose followers, I lose followers. If I gain followers, I gain followers. I don't really care about the numbers.
mm,
I just want to do what I want to do, what
yeah, of
makes me
course.
happy. And
Yeah,
that's one thing I'd say. Like if people aren't engaging with your posts, it's not that deep. Like
yeah.
I know it feels that. I know it feels like that, and especially for people in the industry who need the engagement, right? But what I'm saying is, it's like I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'm scrolling because I'm so used to TikTok now that I tap on the side where the heart button is. But on Instagram, I don't double tap. I don't have double tap on TikTok. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, it's kind of like muscle memory. So I just do
Course.
this,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, yeah.
really bad because then I forget, like, oh, on Instagram, I have to save things. Otherwise, the algorithm doesn't work. It's just so much going on with all these algorithms as well.
Like, I'm glad you said that because Instagram has completely changed now.
Oh, mate, I can't
I've
keep
had
up.
so many conversations with people. I've had you're gonna laugh at this, but I had a message the other day saying, "Kay, why haven't you liked any of my posts?" And I'm like, I haven't seen your posts because it doesn't come up on my timeline. I have to
Yeah.
literally go to your profile, and I'm not doing it on purpose. As I say, if I'm on a timeline, then if I see, obviously I'll like it, but I'm not gonna. It doesn't. Instagram's changed, completely. It's about who you engage
Exactly.
with more. That'll come up with. So, like, I've had you on it for time. Sometimes I don't see your posts on my timeline.
Same. I'm the
you
same.
know yeah, so I have to go to your profile and I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, he posted this, okay, cool, 2 days ago. I didn't see it on my timeline. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not
Mm.
nothing personal or anything, but they've changed. From I've had Instagram since it launched back in 2011. Yeah, Instagram has lost its value. I hate it now, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
hate it. Everyone's selling me stuff. I hate
No,
it.
I'm telling you, D, where they never had DMs before, they never had any of this madness. It was pure food pictures or your animal pictures. It had value to it. Now, DMs, lives, there's so much to it. And I know it can be used for good purposes as well. I
Yeah.
know that it can be raise awareness, you can put your work out there, but people misuse it sometimes, and it's just like, wow, it's gone, it's gone crazy now. So again, where it's the pressure where if you post something, you don't get that engagement and the likes and the comments. Don't stress yourself or lose sleep over it. There's
Yeah.
so much important things out there. People are losing jobs, they're losing people, they're losing, they've got no money and stuff, man. I'm telling you, like, Instagram or social media is not worth losing sleep over. It's
Definitely.
not. It's social media, and this is where people take it serious. And when I had my social media break, I remember when I came off for about 2 months. um I felt so good. Like, I thought,
Yeah.
do you know what? That's when you realize life, there's more to life. Like,
Trust me.
I saw people there. I saw people physically. I done stuff I couldn't do, and I was doing. And I ended up doing so much like DIY work. I was doing things I never had time to do because I'm sitting on my phone constantly. And
Exactly.
film work, media work has cut down at the moment due to COVID and stuff. So we have that time. You know what I'm saying? We have that
Mm.
time and stuff. You know this. As soon as you sit down and you start scrolling through just Instagram, TikTok, that's your
It's
next
a
two
black
hours gone.
hole.
It's
Exactly. It's a
gone.
black hole. And this is the thing, like, it's not natural. I want to keep saying this. People are going to think I'm a tree hugger, which I'm really not, but
No, no.
nothing we're doing anymore is natural. And this is something that I've been reflecting on recently. I'm
Yeah,
like, Radina, you wake up, you get ready for your day, you sit in
yeah,
front of a computer screen, you sit with your mum and dad for about 20, 30 minutes, just so like
yeah,
you don't feel guilty. Then you go back up and watch Netflix. Is this life? Do you really think
exactly.
that this is what I was
Yeah,
born to do?
to do.
And
Yeah,
now it's like that is our only option.
yeah,
And it's not normal for me to be pre-ing everyone. It's not normal for me to know what this person's doing and who this
yeah.
person's fallen out with and what this person.
It's
That's
like
not
yeah,
normal.
and
Like
it's like
that never
right now we
happens.
have no choice. We know everything that's going on. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
and
what I
it
mean.
shouldn't.
Like it's just
Yeah,
lost.
no, no, you're right. You're right, and I just feel like take that time away every day, do things that you don't do, man. Social media,
Hmm.
and it's hard, and especially for people like us. I know people that work in the industry that they present in marketing, acting and stuff. I know you need to be on your phones, you want to push yourself out there, but just have that time apart as well, because you'll end up getting migraines, you'll end up getting eye straining, and then again you're depressed, you're not going to sleep at night, which means you're going to get groggy in the morning. It's
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
cycle, you got to have that time where, right, this is my shutdown time, I'm going to bed. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to wake up at this time, right, I can get on with my day and stuff. And as you said, it is a bit hard at the moment because all you're doing is Netflix, family on your phone. And it's
Yeah,
like a cycle, you can't go out, you can't do anything and stuff, so
exactly.
it's really hard. But I don't, people, I just, the things are here, it's mad where people are feeling depressed due to social media and stuff, and people not liking their stuff and stuff like that. This, you see people's stories where people try to pitch a life they don't really live
Oh,
to
all the
people.
time.
They don't even know that they exist. Like, why are you going to
Yeah.
stress yourself? They don't know, they don't even know you exist. Sometimes they don't follow you back, but you want to pitch your, that, like, I'm living this life, we all want to, obviously we want to show the good side on social media and stuff, but what ends up happening is it gets too much, and then that person thinks, right, this person don't even have any issues, like they must be perfect
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
perfect. Why is it me that's bad
Why
and
is it
everything
me?
bad's happening to me? Yeah,
And they're depressed, yeah.
yeah,
As I said, so it's really hard and stuff, and that's why sometimes, obviously you do this and I do this a lot, we put quotes out there a lot and stuff, and to tell people that, look, stay strong, stay positive, and that's another thing as well. I put a lot of quotes out there, raise awareness, and I'll be honest with you, if people get tired of it, that's up to them. But end of the day, I know I help a lot of people because I get a lot of DMs
exactly.
saying, thank you for this, I needed this for today, you've made my morning, and it just makes me happy when I hear that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That, right, that one little post made someone's day. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So
Honestly, all I would say is to anyone who's experiencing any difficulties, or even if they're not sure if they're experiencing depression, they just know something's off, right? Check yourself. And I
yeah,
can't say this enough. Like, you are the most important person in your life. Of course, we love people. Of course, our mums or our partners or our brothers or our sisters, whoever you hold dear, it's really dear to you. But you are the most important person in your life. Without you, nothing else. You
yeah,
won't experience anything else, right? If you're not taking care of yourself or even addressing any issues you have up here, you're never going to be happy. And
yeah,
I don't know what happiness is, and I don't know what the end goal is. I don't believe happiness is an end goal. I think it's just finding little things that you enjoy and keep doing that.
yeah,
And really and truly, anything that you know is causing any sort of unhappiness, cut it. And I
yeah,
really mean that. And I know people say it's not easy to cut things out, but then you're making a choice. I personally
exactly.
feel you're making a choice. If it's something that's being inflicted on you that you have a chance to remove yourself from, because I completely appreciate
Mm,
there's people out there experiencing things that they can't disconnect themselves, but seek help to find a way to do that. But things that you can fix, like social media, your eating habits, if you know after eating a whole pizza you feel like crap and it just
yeah,
spirals you,
don't do it
try
again.
and fight it. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
do this. I'll eat a whole pizza and then I'll cry about it. And I'm like,
yeah,
why did I
yeah,
do that? And it's like,
of
well,
course.
this was self-inflicted. So all the things that you do that you know trigger you, cut it. Completely
yeah.
cut it, because you have to take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're never going to feel or be able to feel better if you're
100%,
not
yeah.
going to take care of yourself. Just
No, you're
you are
right.
number one.
Words of wisdom from D right there. You see, you hear it from
I'm
D, man.
joking.
You know, everything you said there. You can't. Yeah, there's nothing you can't add to that. This what you said there. Cut it. Why are you gonna keep on doing stuff that you know is gonna make you feel like crap? That's gonna make you
Exactly.
feel down, and and then obviously that causes what happens when people are down. You end up having arguments with family people, with your friends. You end up
Mm,
falling out with them, and then basically you end up saying stuff you don't mean, and then next thing you know, you've fallen out. It's the last thing you want. The brain is
definitely.
very, you've got to calm yourself down. I used to have a temper D back in the day. You'd never think, but I used
Can't
to get
imagine
so,
that.
you can't imagine that, innit? Like people,
No.
if you knew me in my 20s, yeah, I used to have a temper. I used to get angry at people straight away. Obviously as you get older you change, and now I'm thinking, why the hell did I used to do that for? I resolve things. If I'm in an argument or fight, or if I'm disagreeing with someone, I'll talk to them like, what's going on, let's resolve it. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I think it's an age thing as well, where when you're younger you end up doing stuff, but when you get older you just like, wow, was I really like that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And there's another thing, like, to the people out there that in the industry as well, if you're an upcoming actor and or singer, model, whatever you do, presenting, do not give up on yourself, because we are in tough times. Okay,
Mm,
and lately I've had a lot of messages as well. Say people are saying that they want to get their show reels done. How do they get into acting? And it's the worst time ever, unfortunately. But don't give up just because your following is low or you don't know a lot of people. And this is another thing what you said earlier, when you said they asked for your followers and stuff, and you just like, oh
yeah.
my god, that's the most ridiculous thing, because I know so many people out there, they're so talented on my Instagram, but they're
Same.
not. Yeah, you know this, they're not in films, they're not in TV, they're not being shown, they're not highlighted because they just got a few thousand and a few hundred followers and stuff, and they're not out there. But then there's people out there, no being bad, I'm just like, hold on, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, of course.
I just don't want you lot to give up. Just do your best and carry on. Like, put yourselves out there through social media, network as much as possible. Hopefully when this thing dies down, then there's more work. But I know a lot of people are giving up right now, which is the most horrible thing. Like,
Definitely.
you
And
know
you're not going to always be everyone's cup of tea. People have called me shit. People have been like, no, it's not going to work
exactly.
for you. People are like, Dina, your voice is not going to work. Or no, you need to speak
Like,
like
who are
this.
these? Like, I know people watch this and be like, who do these two
Oh,
think they
yeah,
are?
which
You
is
know?
fine, which is absolutely fine. Like, we're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. Like, you need to find a way to learn to give yourself that self-worth. I'm not saying be ignorant. There's some people that are going through
yeah,
life and they're
yeah,
like, no, I'm
yeah,
perfect. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
yeah,
if people are telling you you ain't shit and you ain't going to
yeah.
amount to something, that's just trash. That's not you need to improve on this. There's a complete difference between those two kind of statements.
Those are the people you
um
don't need in your life.
yeah, exactly, because it's
Yeah,
not even like, oh, so how do I progress? It's just bitterness, right? So,
yeah,
oh, trust me, I've had so many no's. I've had so many things fall through. Like, I've had so many things that I think is going to happen, and I got so excited, and then obviously because of COVID, gone,
mm,
gone, gone, gone. And yeah, it takes a lot to pick yourself up. I'm not going to sit
yeah.
here and
Of
be like,
course.
I'm not the queen of positivity. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is like, it will be a new day.
Mm,
Keep pushing. If you're passionate about something, you will find it. Like, you whatever's waiting for you is going to be
yeah, of
there. You got to
course.
work to get there, but no one can take what is yours. I'm a very firm believer in that. If something belongs to you and it's meant for you, there is no one on this earth that can take it from you. And that's
No,
just,
you're right.
maybe it's just a self-belief thing or how I
No,
think, but
definitely, D. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in the industry 12 years now, which is such a long time. I never would have
mm,
thought I was gonna still do what I do after 12 years, and I have worked so hard to be where I am. Don't get me wrong. There's been times where I feel like to give up. Yeah,
yeah,
so many times, and people in the industry that I know would tell you this, where I wanted to quit, just get a normal 9 to 5, or work in
me
Sainsbury's or
too.
Tesco's. I'm just like, there's no stress there, there's no pressure. I'm getting
Exactly.
£12 an hour scanning stuff on the bloody counter. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
we chose this life, so obviously we got to get used to it, and we have to handle it well. But we're human, as you said. There's days where we've been called names. Your stuff ain't good. Who do you think you are? Da 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 da. Mate, I'm not nothing. Like, I'm just trying to raise awareness, help people, working hard, and do what I am. If you don't like me, then see you
yeah.
later. you know. I used to let people get to me a lot back in the day. That's one thing where people, it is hard, don't get me wrong, when you get a message like, what is this, this is shit, or you know, you're
Yeah, it's
rubbish,
like,
da, da, da. You're just like,
sharp.
oh my god, like, you know, yeah. Now I
Yeah,
laugh
yeah,
about it. Now I laugh
yeah.
about it. And I remember when I started back in 2008. It was, damn, it seems such a long time ago, but it's, I remember when I started, and I remember when I started in the industry, I used to, for me, I'm not gonna lie, it was different, because I was like,
Yeah.
Adulthood was the first film I worked on. Adulthood was massive back then. I was
I
rolling with all
remember.
these, yeah,
We
you
used to
remember?
listen to the soundtrack in science.
Yeah, kidulthood to adulthood, yeah. And then I was just like, here's me out with celebrities, you know, I was hanging out with Noel and all of them, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I felt like big in it. I'm just like, I remember I was new to the industry. I was like, I'm untouchable in it, yeah. And then I remember I used to get messages like, "Oh, you think you're bad? Da, da, da. You and your boys, you're all dickheads. You know, come down our ends and you see what happens and stuff like that." So I used to let it get to me. I used to reply back saying, "You fucking dickhead! Like, you know, who
Yeah,
do you think you
yeah.
are?" And I remember Noel telling me, "Don't let them get to you. Like, ignore the messages." And I'm just like, I can't, because you know, but I was younger then. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of
Remember,
course,
he's
yeah,
older.
yeah, yeah, of
He's
course.
older. So, and it's only now I know what he was saying. That, do you know what? It's funny because you learn from that just delete or block, and don't, because they want that message, they want that reply back. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love
Um,
blocking. I
yeah,
block spree all the time, mate. All the time. Why am I
yeah,
gonna let people come into my space if they just want to be rude? Like, why do I need that?
yeah, exactly. This is the thing, and you're just like, hold on, mate. See you later. Block. We've got a facility. One little thing. Block. You know, why are we gonna go out the way to write essays
Trust me.
and stuff? And then I used to write essays to these people, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I don't know these
Yeah,
people. But
yeah,
you learn from that, and that's what I want to tell the people out there. Where if you're feeling like that right now, I know exactly where you're coming from, but it's not worth it, because 5 years, 10 years down the line, you're gonna feel like, I should have listened to him. Like, you know, I should have just blocked them, because
yeah.
they try to put you down, but they could say one little line or word that could ruin your whole day. Do you know what I'm
Exactly. And
saying?
your peace is above everything. Your happiness is
Yeah,
above everything. Like,
yeah,
that's what I mean. As I said, if you can get yourself out of a situation, just get out of it. It's really not worth your peace.
yeah. No, definitely, definitely. Um, I do want to end it on that, because it's been nearly an hour. I do want to thank you for coming on and
Don't be
speaking.
silly.
I love talking to you about these things, because like this just reminds me of when we spoke about the bullying stuff. Like, we just spoke, and it was amazing. I had so much good feedback on that as well. I wish we could be in the
Okay.
studio, which we will be again. I've got to
Inshallah.
ask you. So you watched all the Hood films, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Kidulthood, Adulthood, and Brotherhood.
Of course I did.
Which was your favorite and why?
Ah, do you know what? I would say adulthood is my favorite because that just reminds me of a really good period of time in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
life. So
yeah.
this is actually the thing when people ask me what my favorite film is, it's always because it's associated to a memory rather than
Okay.
just the film. So obviously, when I was, what year was I in when adulthood came out?
It was 2008. It came out.
What year was I? So I was in year 10, maybe, I think.
Wow,
And I think that was like, when you're in year 10, you think you're
wow.
like you're like semi cool, but not yet because not year
Yeah,
11.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that just reminds me of really good because year 10 was a really good year. I think year 10 and year 11 just reminds me of like simpler times
Yeah,
when
of
I didn't
course,
have any
yeah.
social media, literally just go to school, do your lessons and go
Yeah.
listen to music in class. But yeah, that was one of my favorites. Why'd you ask?
I asked because a lot of people, because obviously Adulthood was the first film that I ever worked on, and that gave me chances. That opened doors for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was
Yeah,
doing behind the scenes on there. I was help casting. I was producing on set, and Noel gave me that chance. From there, our friendship, obviously, he gave me that bond, and we're like brothers now. Do you know what I'm saying? 12 years I've
yeah.
known the guy. He opened doors for me, yes. I could never thank him enough. But I just feel like that opened doors. So I have to ask people that from the three films, because they've always said to me, Kidulthood was the favorite. Everyone loves Kidulthood more than because they can relate to it.
Yeah.
So I had to ask you, because I thought you might. It's either Kidulthood or Adulthood, because no one really says Brotherhood.
Oh, Brotherhood. I don't think I've
And
seen
can you? I don't
Brotherhood.
know if you know this, but Brotherhood done more well than the first two.
I don't think I saw Brotherhood, because do you know, funny story? I saw Adulthood. And
Yeah,
then, because basically my mum and dad were very like sheltered and like no
yeah,
swearing, no
yeah,
this, no that. So I must have seen it at a friend's house. So
yeah.
I saw Adulthood and they were like, oh, this is the second one. I was like, second one? I was like, what's the first one? And then I saw Kidulthood. I don't think I saw Brotherhood. I lived a very sheltered life, Kay. I'm not going to lie to
Wow.
you.
Well, if no watches this, they're gonna be happy. But 2016 it came out. 2016, yeah. So as I say, if you get time, I don't think it's on Netflix, but Yeah, just when you get time,
And
watch
I'll
it.
tell you if I
Yeah,
prefer it to adulthood. I'll tell
it's very
you.
different because Brotherhood, obviously, it's in the film, it's 10 years after as well. So I think it's 10 or 12 years later on. So obviously, they've all grown up and stuff. So I feel people can relate to kidulthood more because it's more, obviously, we can relate to it because we've grew up being like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, adulthood
Mm.
just blew when it came out and stuff. So it's interesting to find out everyone's views and stuff on it, man.
Yeah, no, I'm team adulthood.
Um, yeah, no worries, no worries. Anything you want to add? Anything?
Um, there's so much more to life than paying bills and being famous and being having clout or having followers. Just live your
And not
life.
going to Dubai.
Yeah. Oh my God, Dubai. Don't get me started, man. End the call.
Listen, I was going to speak about that with you, but
No.
we're gonna leave that for another day. We're gonna leave it another day because all I'm seeing right now on my Instagram stories is Dubai. You know,
Imagine I'm seeing people that fully hate Muslims in Dubai living
yeah,
life. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, are you okay? I was like, go somewhere else, mate. Like,
yeah.
anyway, I'm not gonna get into this. Like,
Nah,
it's all good.
but D, before we go,
Yeah.
I want you to speak about if you want. I want to talk because you've just got your own radio show, yeah?
Yeah, I have.
So congratulations. And
Thank
by the
you.
way, I only found this out today.
Because of the
Um,
algorithm.
this is what I'm saying. I didn't even know until because obviously I went on your Instagram and stuff, and I was just like, "Hold on, what's this? Why haven't I heard about this?" You didn't tell me. So,
Yeah.
congratulations. But
Thank
tell us a
you.
bit about it. Like, what is it? What is it about?
Yeah, sure. So it's a new show. Our first live show is actually Monday tomorrow.
Okay.
It's called Triple AZT and it stands for All Arabic All the Time. So
Yeah.
it's pretty sure it's like the first Arabic music show that's
Yeah.
hosted in
Wow.
English. So it's basically for the people that have been born out of their country but are still so in touch with their roots and want to keep up with the music. So we're playing Arabic trap, rap, pop, mahraganat, shabi, all of that
Wow.
stuff.
Amazing.
So you don't even have to be Arab, speak Arabic or
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
Arab to enjoy it. It's going to be amazing tunes. We've got loads of entertainment and features for you. So join us from 12 to 2 on Tribe Urban Radio.
Amazing. So whose idea was that? Or did it just was it all?
It was mine. Yeah, I just literally I came across Tribe Urban Radio and it said
Yeah.
that it was representing Africa and like Caribbean music and all this. And I was
Yeah.
sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, see how you have like BBC Asian Network representing Asians. You
Yeah.
have like Tribe Urban Radio represent Africa, and I was like, yo, North Africa, like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here. Like there's
Yeah.
never a niche for Arabs, and obviously Arab is such a massive category. We don't all speak the same language, and Arabic is so different in terms of dialects. We have different culture-ish, and so I was like, there is nothing for us. So I DM'd them, pitched them the
Wow.
idea, expected them
Amazing.
to tell me to get lost,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, they didn't. They got me in. They grilled me.
Oh,
I'm
listen, that's a massive thing. Like that
yeah,
for people, like that's a big step. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
I can see how excited you are.
Yeah,
I can see why.
my eyebrows.
No,
I,
who wouldn't be? Who
yeah,
wouldn't be? Do you know what I'm
it's
saying?
mad.
It's amazing. You know, no, but congratulations. Like
Thank you.
that's massive and stuff. And obviously, I'll share it out and stuff, man.
This is how I know you're a true friend. You know, I didn't even ask you to do that. I didn't even say to you, "Shout out
Yeah.
my show" or anything. You're
Nah,
sick, Kay.
nah. Do
Thank
you know what?
you.
I have to, because you know, like it's not just because of you. I like to help people and push them out there. With yourself, obviously, I would like, you never, you never. But I had to, because I was just
Thank
like, hold
you.
on, the girl's got a radio show. What's
I
going on? Like, we need to speak about that. We need to shout that out and stuff and that. So, no, amazing.
Thank
Well done. I
you.
definitely. What time is it? 12 to 2, yeah.
12 till 2. You have to download the app though, Kay.
And
Otherwise you can't
everyone's at
hear
home.
it.
Listen, people, you're all at home.
Exactly.
You're all
And
at home.
honestly, you're gonna be surprised. Like it is going to have some like throwbacks for my Arabs out there that miss their culture and stuff. But trust me, when I tell you the Arabic rap scene is insane, you're going to
Wow.
enjoy it. So if you
And
like rap,
is it
trap,
weekly? Yeah, is it weekly?
it's weekly, every Monday, 12 till 2.
Wow, that's amazing. So as I said, I think we're heading to another lockdown anyway. So, you got everyone's gonna be home. There's no
Yeah.
excuses, and stuff. So lock in. I can't wait, man. I think I'm gonna definitely lock in.
Thank you.
As I said, people out there's got to support it. So,
Thank you. You have to
amazing.
give me feedback though. I appreciate like grilling me. I'd rather you grill me as well. So listen and enjoy, but grill me too.
I will do. Definitely. But thanks for coming on, Dee. I appreciate it.
Thank
I've
you for
got
having me.
nothing but love for you, and keep on your presenting, keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we'll meet up hopefully,
Inshallah,
because you owe me
hopefully.
Nando's. So, you
Um,
know,
you owe me Nando's.
can you?
Wait, do
I
I
just
owe
have
you
to
a
say,
Nando's?
this is the girl that I last went Nando's with as well.
Oh,
Like,
actually,
you're the last
after
person I
we
went
did the
Nando's with.
podcast.
Yeah, in March in South London.
That's mad.
I haven't been after that because I think, what was it? After we did that, it was
Yeah,
lockdown in 2 weeks.
that's so true. Actually, I remember that now. Honestly, my memory's not stretching very well. Like, I don't know what's
Nah,
happened to me. My memory used to be so good, but now since this whole drama, I
it's the
just don't
lockdown, isn't it?
retain information.
It's
But
a lockdown.
yeah.
It's a lockdown.
Have you tried Nando's delivery, by the way?
It's not the same. No,
It's
I
not
haven't
the
in it. It's not the
same.
same, is it? It's not the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
look
not
at when
worth
we
it.
went, we had that vibe where, and there was no one there actually. The whole Nando's was empty. But it's just
Yeah.
that vibe when you go in, you hear that music that you don't hear anywhere else. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's it,
exactly.
innit? And then you just like, you're just there. It's the vibe. It's the
I
vibe. When you
know.
do